Do you want to be able to ask and answer questions with native-like accuracy? If so, make sure to watch the entire video for information on how to do this. We're going to take a look at how to ask and answer questions in both the simple present and the simple past. We're going to take a look at how to ask yes/no questions and how to give answers to those yes/no questions with affirmative and negative statements, and also how to ask WH questions and how to answer them. In these examples here, we can see that we're following the patterns for asking a yes/no question. And then following this, we see the affirmative statement and the negative statement. The formula for the yes/no question is do plus the subject plus the main verb, and here we have the object. So you'll notice that in the simple present, we use do as the helping verb. This helping verb is helping the main verb. This is our main verb, study. Okay? The subject here is you. Do you study English? Now, in this case here, if I had a different subject, for example, if I had he, let's say the subject was he, then I would have to change the helping verb do to match that subject. So I would have to have does he study English? So the helping verb do is going to change for the subject. Do you study? Does he study? Does she study? Do they study? Okay, so that's very important to note. Now let's take a look next at the affirmative statement. So in the affirmative statement, we can see here that we follow the pattern subject plus the main verb in the simple present. Now, in this case here, we do not need a helping verb in the positive statement. We simply say subject plus verb. Subject verb, yes, I study English. Now, for the next case, the negative statement, no, I don't study English, or no, I do not study English. We have the subject, then we have the verb do. So this is the helping verb. And that helping verb is helping the main verb study. Now, to make it negative, in the middle here, we're using not. And I've written here the contracted form because it's more common, especially amongst native speakers. So no, I don't study English. Now again, the helping verb do is going to change for the subject. So for example, if the question was, does he study English? Then the answer would be, in this case, no, he does not study English. Let's take a look at how to ask and answer questions in the simple present by asking WH questions. So in this example, we have the question, why do you study English? And the answer is, I study English because it's fun. We also have this example, why does she study English? She studies English because it's fun. So with the WH construction, we use this formula. Here we have the WH question, why? Then we have do, which is the helping verb, and that helping verb is helping out our main verb, study. Here we have the subject, and in this case we have the object, English. Why do you study English? To answer that question, we can answer like this. I study. Subject, verb in the simple present. Here we have the object. I study English. Here's the object. Here is a subordinating conjunction, because. After that, we have the subject and the verb to be in the simple present. And here we have the adjective, fun. And it is a lot of fun, isn't it? So I study English because it's fun. In this example here, we can see the subject has changed. Instead of using you as a subject, we're using she. Now notice, when we change the subject, the helping verb do will change according to that subject. The main verb stays the same. So the main verb does not change. Only the verb to do, which is the helping verb, changes according to the subject. And here this is answered very simply. Subject, verb. She studies English because it's fun in the simple present. Notice that when we are answering the question, she studies English because it's fun, we do not need to use a helping verb. Now let's take a look at yes/no questions in the simple past. So remember, the simple past is used for completed actions that happened at a specific time in the past. The simple past yes/no question follows this structure. So we have did. This is the verb do in the simple past. This is the helping verb. I'm going to call it the HV. And this helping verb is helping out the main verb. We'll call that the MV, the main verb study. So, did you study English last year, for example? Here we have the subject, you. Did you study English? So we could answer that yes/no question in two ways. Yes, I studied English. No, I did not study English. So to form the affirmative statement, it looks like this. Yes, subject, and this verb is in the simple past. Yes, I studied English. We have a simple subject-verb construction. Let's take a look at the negative. No, I did not study. So the negative statement follows this structure. Subject plus helping verb, which is did. That helping verb is helping out the main verb, study. And between those two, we have the negative or not. So no, I did not study English. Now, remember, in this case here, we could contract this and we could simply write didn't, right? If I wanted to contract it and sound more like a native speaker. So, did you study English? Yes, I studied English. No, I did not study English. Now, in this case here, if I change the subject, for example, to he, did he study English? In this case here, I would still use the helping verb did, because did still matches this subject. Now, the interesting thing about this helping verb is that it changes for tense, but the main verb does not change for tense. So I wouldn't write something like this. Did he studied English? No. Remember, it's only the helping verb that changes for tense and changes for subject if necessary. For the WH question in the simple past, we use this construction. So we have why did you study English? Why did you study English? I studied English because it was fun. So in this case here, we have the WH question. Then we have to do in the simple past. This is the helping verb that is changing for tense. The main verb stays in the base form. Between those two, we have the subject. So why did you study English? In this case here, English is the object. So to answer that question, here we have subject, I studied, verb in the past tense. So I studied English because it was fun. As a review of everything we've talked about, let's compare and contrast the constructions for the simple present and the simple past. So in the first example, we have the question, do you study, in the simple present. We have the helping verb do, then we have the subject, and then we have the main verb here. So this main verb is being helped by the helping verb. The helping verb is do, and we can see that that is in the simple present, and it's according to this subject. If it were he, we would say, does he study? Now, when we take a look at the simple past, we can see that the only thing that is changing is the helping verb. The helping verb is changing to the simple past. And notice that this main verb, study, is remaining in its base form. Let's take a look at number 2. Number 2 is the affirmative statement. So the affirmative statement is, yes, I study. This is the subject, this is the verb, it is in simple present. The affirmative statement does not require a helping verb. Also, when we take a look at the simple past, yes, I studied, we have the subject and then we have the verb, and that verb is in the simple past. Now remember, with simple past verbs, we could have regular or irregular verbs. This is a regular verb ending in ed. Number 3, let's take a look at the negative statements. For the negative statements, we have no, I do not study in the simple present. So here we have the subject, we have the helping verb do, which is helping out the main verb study, and then we have not between the helping verb and the main verb to indicate that it is negative. So no, I do not study. Again, if the subject was different, for example, she, no, she does not study. So the helping verb changes according to the subject. Now, when we take a look at the simple past, no, I did not study. Here we have subject, then we have the helping verb, and this helping verb is changing according to the tense. So this is the simple past. That helping verb is helping out the main verb, study. Now that main verb does not have to change tense because that's the job of the helping verb in this case. So we wouldn't say studied, okay? We wouldn't do that. No, I did not study. If we wanted to contract that, no, I didn't study, we could also do that to sound more like a native speaker. Number 4, this is the WH question. So why do you study? Why do you study? Here we have the WH word. Now I could also say, where do you study? When do you study? How do you study? Those are all WH question words. Then we have the helping verb, we have the subject, and we have the main verb. Okay, the helping verb is helping that out. This again is according to the subject. So why does she study? Why does he study? Why do they study? When we translate that into the simple past, we can see here, Why did you study? So here we have the WH question. Then we have the helping verb in the simple past. So that helping verb is changing according to tense. The main verb doesn't have to do that because that is the helping verb's job. And here we have the subject between those. To answer that question, I study because in the simple present. So here we just simply have subject verb in the simple present. I study because it's fun. All right? And when we change that into the simple past, we have the subject and the verb. The verb is in the simple past and it does not need a helping verb. So I studied because it's fun. So notice that whenever we have a question, whether it be a yes/no question or a WH question, we need to use a helping verb. Also, if we have a negative statement, no, I do not study, we use a helping verb. So we have questions and negative statements need a helping verb. Affirmative statements do not need a helping verb. That's great. Now you've got it. If you got value from this video and enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Also, you might want to check out these videos to help you out with more grammar. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.